Welcome to Meathead Test Kitchen, where food and fitness come to hang out. Nutrition, training, and life. It's all fair game on Meathead Test Kitchen.
Welcome to Meathead Test Kitchen. I am Sausha.
I'm Sadie.
We are a podcast where food and fitness come to hang out, and we are powered by Little Movements. You can find them online at littlemovementsapparel.com and on Instagram at Little Movements Apparel. We just got some new stuff, and it is tight.
Yo, I got the laser cut sapphire leggings. They have pockets in them.
Yeah.
And they fit like God is touching your ass. Like, you know how you get that really good compression fabric where you just feel hugged the whole time?
Yeah.
In all the right ways, like not wearing a wedgie?
Yeah.
Those. The sapphire laser cut leggings are amazing. And we each got the same bra, correct? I think we just got it in different colors.
Yeah, I have the black version of what you have. Yeah.
They're adorable and comfortable, and
super
you will love
comfortable.
Them. You will love them. Like, we've been working with them for a couple months now.
Yeah.
And every time they send us something in the mail, I'm just like, oh, Little Movements. I see that
Happy
teal
mail
mailer
day.
in the mailbox, and I'm just like, yeah.
I wasn't even sure. Like, I saw that you had gotten yours, and I was like, oh, I might get mine. I don't know. It was a really busy day, and I got home, and I saw the bag on the table, and I was like, sweet. It's been a long day. I get to open this, and this is gorgeous, and I can't wait. And I did my workout that night in them, so it was great.
I saved mine for yesterday. I did leg day, and they passed the leg day test. They're squat proof. They're amazing. So if you are looking for cute, affordable activewear, Little Movements is your jam.
Yes, and Marissa and Lindsay are the owners of Little Movements. They're all about women supporting women, and so are we. That's why we love them so much.
Fact.
Use our code MEATHEAD at checkout to save 20% off on your entire order.
Thanks, Little Movements.
We love you.
You're awesome. Today we're going to talk about how people interact with each other on the internet. And today's episode is aptly titled, Don't Be a Dick. We're going to say that phrase a lot today, I think.
I don't think iTunes will let us put that in the title,
We're
so it
gonna
might have to be
have to
jerk.
D''CK or asterisk or whatever. But either way, if you're a woman and you've spent any time participating in sports or fitness, you know already exactly what I'm talking about. Shit like you look like a man. Football isn't a woman's sport. Or for Sausha and I, in the world of broadcasting, we're not allowed to have opinions on sporting events, even though we've played and watched sports our entire fucking lives, just because we have boobs.
Yeah, and when I was a kid, like my dad used to brag to his friends that I knew more about football than him. I was 4. Mm-hmm. So, and it's really not even just limited to sports or lifting or being at the gym. It's really, honestly, anything for that matter. Like if you've read any comment section on social media, you've seen that that's the case from both men and women. It's not just men making these comments. A lot of times it's women.
Yeah, it's
saying
pretty
shit to other
split.
women.
It's pretty equal split. And if you want to go feel bad about where the world is and like how humankind is to each other, go read any fucking comment section on any news page on Facebook.
I just avoid it anymore. It's
like,
too depressing. It's already depressing out there. I don't need more.
Like, dude, you know what? The first time that we're going to talk about this later, we're going to loop back to this, but I want to talk about the first time that I realized how to fucking let that shit go when you see that shit on the internet. So we're going to touch on that before we get to mailbag, because I don't want to, it's too long for now, but let's talk about recent events. So recently, Sarah Fuller was the first woman to play in a Power 5 football game as a kicker for Vanderbilt, and that's fucking awesome. She's inspired women and girls all around the world, and she also made a whole lot of people on the internet angry. Why?
It really bummed me out when that whole, the thing on SportsCenter, one, I couldn't believe that they left all those comments up there, but all of the supportive comments were overshadowed by the shitty ones.
Yep.
Like, this was a historic moment for women, for the game of football, and for little girls and young women everywhere. And it was just, like, totally shit on by, I don't know, I'm not going to say insecure because I don't know these people, but keyboard warriors wanting to make a stupid, crappy comment just because they have the anonymity of the internet at their back.
I'm going to put on my internet podcaster psychologist hat right now, and I'm going to say that they probably do have some insecurities, because why the fuck are you that terrible to people you don't even know? Like, for real, who hurt you? And I'm not saying that in, like, a funny way either. I say that as a joke sometimes, but for real, who hurt you? Like, with comments like gangbang in the locker room, LMAO, why would any woman anywhere ever want to fucking do anything? Who wants to hear shit like that about themselves from strangers on the internet?
Or my favorite one is the one that's the most overused. Is she getting into the kitchen anytime soon?
Bro.
Bullshit. Like, my husband cooks better than me, just for just for anyone who is wondering out there.
I know some men that they can hold their own in the kitchen. Like, I can throw down in the kitchen, and I know plenty of dudes that can hang with me.
Right? And like that comment in particular, the gangbang locker room thing, it makes me wonder how many of these people who made these comments have ever actually been in a fucking locker room. This isn't 40, 30, or even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think happens in a locker room?
Yeah. Also,
honestly,
do you think she's actually in the same fucking locker room?
Right.
Like, come on.
They have men and women's locker rooms.
Have you ever played a sport? Like, do you know how this works? It's not like that. Like, I can guarantee that. I've worked in sports media, and so has Sausha. Co-eds don't fucking hang out in the locker room together, 1. 2, why would you ever wish a gangbang on anybody?
That's advocating for sexual assault.
Yeah.
Who are you?
We're not cool with that. Also, I'm just going to say this now while we're talking about it. I'm not cool with sexism. I'm not cool with homophobia. I'm not cool with racism. If you're into any of that shit, find a new podcast because we're not down with that. If you're going to treat women like shit, we're not cool with that.
You're going to treat anyone like shit.
You're going to treat anyone like shit because guess what? We're all people. It doesn't matter if you have a vagina, if you have a penis, if your skin is black, if your skin is brown, if you're from Asia. It doesn't matter. We're all fucking people and we all deserve to be treated with respect.
Amen.
Wow, I got into that early. So the other one that we heard with Sarah Fuller was, "What's the big deal? The kick sucked," said a guy from his couch.
This one seriously, like truly, 1, befuddled me, and 2, pissed me off. Because if you truly understand the game of football, that was a designed kick.
It's called a squib kick.
It was kicked that way on purpose. It was designed that way. It's hopefully to regain possession of the ball or give you some kind of advantage. And in that game, Vanderbilt was playing like shit. They needed an advantage. That is why it's called a designed kick for a reason. And if you're a coach, what exact sport are you coaching, sir?
Yeah.
If I know that, why don't you?
Yeah, right? Right.
Shut the fuck up.
For real, for real. Here's the other thing. Do you remember, was it Carly Lloyd that took a couple of place kicks, was it last summer after the World Cup? It was a U.S. women's national team. I think it was Carly Lloyd. Right. I don't remember, Carly. If it wasn't you, I'm sorry. I apologize, but I'm not going to look right now because I'm in the middle of talking about this. But anyway, it was a player from the U.S. women's national soccer team who, by the way, has won 4 fucking World Cups in the last, 30 years. No big deal. They're really fucking good. But the same thing happened there. They're like, she took an extra step. That was a shitty kick. Bitch, I would like to see your ass get off the couch and take a fucking place kick right now.
Well, and that's the other thing.
Not only take it, but make it look respectable like she did.
Yes. Those comments like that it honestly blows my mind because you're telling me, sir or ma'am, sitting on your couch or sitting wherever you are, because you probably are sitting while you are enjoying watching this game.
Yes.
That if you were in that situation, you could do better? Because if you couldn't, what are you saying? Yeah. Why are you saying anything at all?
Yeah. If you can't do it better than the person you're critiquing, just shut the fuck up.
Right.
That's it.
Honestly.
That's all you have to do. If you don't know what you're talking about, just keep your mouth shut. It's really not that hard. It's that saying, it's better to have people think you're an idiot than to open your mouth and make it proof.
Right.
Like,
don't give people proof.
Don't give people proof how dumb you are. Like, let us think that we know that you're dumb. You don't have to prove it to us because then that makes us all feel bad. Because you feel bad because we've called you dumb and it's confirmed our suspicions that you're an asshole. Like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And while we're talking about athletes, let's talk about sports broadcasters because goddamn, if women in sports in general, especially sports broadcasters, like there is a reason that I've worked in media it's 2020, so I've been doing this for almost 13 years. Most of my adult life, I'm almost half my life now. And if I had $1 for every time I saw someone make a shitty comment about something I posted on a radio station Facebook page, like, what the fuck?
I don't know if I've never actively sought out. I've never gone to Reddit to search anything from any broadcasting thing I've ever done.
Oh God, no. Nope, don't do it.
I don't and cannot.
Don't do it.
I wouldn't be able to handle it in a mature way. I'll put it that way. It's really disappointing because, and actually this was a point later that I was going to bring up, but there is a double standard there. Aaron and I, on the other podcast I do, on Mind Your Own podcast with Aaron Sorensen, talked briefly about this on one of our episodes. But there was a gentleman who purposely wore the same outfit, I believe it was for 30 days straight, just to test whether or not he would get comments on what he was wearing. No one said a fucking word.
Of course they didn't.
No one said anything. They didn't, either they didn't notice or they didn't care or both. So why the fuck do you give a shit what I'm wearing, what my hair looks like, what my voice sounds like, if I know and have backed up that I know what I'm talking about?
Because you're a sexual object because you're a woman. That's basically what it breaks down to. I mean, we're gonna call out the elephant in the room. Like, women don't exist for your fucking viewing pleasure. We don't exist for we do exist for mutual sexual pleasure. However, we don't exist strictly for your fucking use. Like, when you work at that level of broadcasting, you have to watch yourself at all times, especially
Constantly.
when you're a woman. Like myself, when I worked in radio, and that was in Omaha, Nebraska and Lincoln, Nebraska. I worked in market number 173 and market number 72. I was still scared to leave the fucking station at night by myself to go to my car because I've gotten sketchy fucking emails. I've gotten weird phone calls. And that's just in radio. Nobody even fucking sees me.
Right.
Nobody even saw me.
I really, really was hesitant. This isn't even a rabbit hole. It just needs to be said. I was hesitant to have any kind of headshot of mine put on our website because I did not want people to know what I looked like.
Yeah.
I didn't, because if I pissed anybody off because I picked the game wrong, or if I misspoke on something because it's live on the air, you can't edit it out. I just didn't want to deal. I just didn't want to deal with it.
And that's fucked up.
I didn't want to be recognized in public.
Yeah, I get that. I get that completely. I loved the anonymity of being on the radio.
Yep. I just didn't want people to know because I just didn't want to deal with it.
And I've had this conversation with my mom before. Like, her and I have had discussions where she's like, dude, you should run for office. You've got good ideas. And I'm like, no way, man. You see what people say about AOC on Twitter? I don't want to open myself up to that shit. People already call me a bitch enough.
Yeah. And I don't know how it's probably just because I haven't sought it out. I haven't seen those things about me.
Terrible.
I know they're out there.
They're out
there. But
there.
I'm not going to seek them out because I just don't. It's not worth my time. I don't really give a shit what you think of me. If you're getting some benefit out of this, it's because I'm talking to you like a real person. It has nothing to do with what I look like or the fact that I'm a female. It's because I know what I'm fucking talking about. And that's why you continue to listen to this podcast, because Sadie and I both know what we're talking about.
Right. You don't have to have a penis to have extra credentials of knowledge in anything, honestly. Like, let's talk about sports broadcasters in depth. I've run into several where, like, we'll sit and have a side conversation. I'm like, all right, so what's the weird fucking thing someone said to you today while you've been on the air? And they'll be like, oh my God, dude, check this shit out. Like, we have those conversations with ourselves. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, we end up laughing at the people that are being assholes. But every now and then there's that one and you're just like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that? So
we're human.
Yes, we are human. And can we fucking leave Erin Andrews alone, please? Like, for real, that poor woman has been through so much shit. How much more harassment can she go through in her career? Like, nobody has ever made a creepy hotel room peephole nude video of a male ESPN personality. What the fuck?
If you listen to her story, like, the court case just finally ended that long
and
ago.
And that was when Rosenblatt still existed. So we're talking like a decade ago.
It took a really long time. If you listen to her speak about it now, that incident caused PTSD for her. The idea that women have to be so cautious in every single thing that we do. And we're not telling everybody about this just for for alarm, but it should be alarming to you that we feel this way.
Yeah.
If you haven't experienced it, please listen to what I'm trying to tell you. We have to be careful where we park our cars. We have to be careful what trails and areas we run in and what time of day we were doing those things in. And always on the second we step outside of our home. It shouldn't be like this. And I strongly fucking encourage anyone who's not actually sat down and thought about these circumstances to actually do so. And if it makes you uncomfortable, take a long, hard look at yourself and anyone you might know who has done or either knowingly or unknowingly made a woman feel this way.
Yeah, because unknowingly isn't excusable either. If somebody feels uncomfortable, you need to notice that and fix it immediately. You apologize. When you fuck up, here's the thing about, I've fucked up a lot. I've lived in a different place. I've had to learn a lot of things about social cues and how you act around strangers and things like that too. we used to hang out at a bar where it was a huge tourist location, so it's great people watching. I learned a lot about how to read people. You really, really, really need to think about the shit that comes out of your mouth. You really do. And especially on social media, because we all have a platform. We all have a platform. Right. We have a Twitter, we have an Instagram, we have a Facebook. We each have at least 3 platforms. And you should be using that platform for something constructive. I hate when I roll up on a Twitter account and it's a fucking list of accounts that they're proud of being blocked by. And I'm like, you're an asshole. Why?
Why is that a goal, first of all?
Why is being a dick to people an accomplishment?
I don't understand it.
Yeah. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I've had this conversation with my husband before. We were at the bar one night, so shout out to Taberna Lupolo, Old San Juan, my homies. I love that place. But we were regulars there. Like, I would walk in the bar and my drink would be on the fucking table by the time I sat down in my chair. There was one night we were at the bar and this girl was really, really drunk and she was there with a guy that was really, really drunk and he was trying to make out with her and she clearly was not interested. So she goes to the bathroom and is gone for, I don't know, 5, 10. I'm at the bar. I have no concept of time. It's like going to a casino. There's not a clock. They're open till 4 a.m. So it was, 5, 10, 15 minutes. And like I'm sitting in that chair and I can see the bathroom from the corner of the bar where I'm sitting. It's right over here to my left. And I'm like looking out of the corner of my eye and Phil can tell I'm like something's wrong. He's like, what's up? I'm like, that girl, she was here. That guy was fucking around with her. She went to the bathroom and I haven't seen her. I'm really worried that she's getting raped in the bathroom right now. And Phil's like, are you serious? I'm like, bro, I don't know where she is, but that's the first thought my brain went to. And he's like, I wouldn't have even considered that. And I'm like, of course you wouldn't because you're a dude.
Yep.
And that's not a knock. You just don't think of these things when you don't encounter that shit every single day. You have to constantly
be aware. You can't, this sounds really shitty, but this is the reality of it. When bars were open, I would not go out by myself. And I certainly would never accept a drink from someone I didn't know. And I certainly never left my drink unattended anywhere. Shit that dudes don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
We constantly have to be on.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why we can't have the same fucking peace of mind and security as the rest of half of the other population that walks the planet.
Yeah.
Like, why do we constantly have to worry about being stolen when we're just trying to mind our own fucking business and live our daily lives? Speaking of women in sports, we're going to go back to that. Do you remember when Jessica Mendoza got hired to do play-by-play for Sunday Night Baseball?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I remember well.
Yeah.
The insane of the Mendoza story, though, to me, is that she's an accomplished athlete.
Yeah.
Like, for the love of God.
Yeah.
She's a 4-time first-team All-American, a 2-time medal-winning Olympian, a retired pro all-star outfielder. What the fuck more do you want from someone in a baseball announcer?
Yeah.
What do you want? I'm very interested. If that doesn't check all the boxes for you, what is it?
She is just as qualified as I would be as a softball player walking in to call baseball because guess what? They're basically the same fucking thing.
Right.
You play the outfield slightly differently in softball versus baseball because the field is smaller, but the strategy is the same.
Right. What do you think she doesn't know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm very curious. Like, that brings us to the root of the issue, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is so menacing to mainly men, but there are some women too, about a woman doing something awesome in a former male-dominated industry?
I think that people get, I'm not going to say people feel attacked, but I think they do feel attacked when they see a good-looking woman who's not only good-looking, because it's bad enough to just be a good-looking woman. Like, you're already a bitch for being a good-looking woman these days. It's not bad enough to be a good-looking woman. You can't also be smart and have knowledge about a subject and be good at hobbies or be good at a sport. Like, what?
I get that it's challenging to the norm, and situations like that commonly are going to have, pushback. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But like, actually sit down. If it's something that bothers you, actually sit down and think about this. Like, do you know a small child?
Yeah.
It's good for small boys and girls to see women in these types of roles. We should be embracing this. It's great for for the younger generation to see, because it literally tells them you can do anything.
Yes, and you guys have covered this on Mind Your Own Pod as well. Like, representation fucking matters.
It does.
100%. We are living in the year 2020, and we just got a woman in the White House.
Yeah.
As something other than the first lady or second lady.
Yeah.
Like, 20, bro. Our country has been around for how many hundreds of years, and this is the first chick we've got in the White House?
Right.
Like, representation absolutely matters. Do you know what Kamala Harris means to little girls across the country? Not only little girls, but people of color. Mm-hmm. Little girls of color. This is such a big fucking deal to them, because they actually, it's like when Obama got elected.
Yeah.
They actually got to see someone that's like them lead.
Yes. It's incredible. And
It is.
I get like the keyboard. I don't get the keyboard warrior thing, but I understand that that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. I think without, this is a whole different podcast, but without social media regulation, shit like this is just going to continue. And it pisses me off, but it's also depressing to me, because I was that little girl once. Yeah. I thought I was going to grow up and just like kick ass at doing something no one had ever done before. But until like legit for me, I think it was probably Erin Andrews, because she's the most prevalent one when I was at that age, when I started looking at who was in the industry that I was seeking to join.
Right.
I guess. It's super important, just because if I hadn't seen that or seen women in roles in some capacity, I wouldn't have thought it was possible or that I could do it.
Right.
So like, if it's something that bothers you because a woman is in a position that you wanted to be when you grew up, okay.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for you, but it worked out for her, so like applaud.
Yeah.
Like,
why can't you just be happy for somebody that's succeeding at something that they tried to be good at?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
And if you keep going after Doris Burke on Twitter, I'm going to fight you. She's a goddamn American treasure, and she has been a huge influence for myself and many other women in broadcasting and sports broadcasting.
And she's legit number one on my list, best at her job.
Dude.
She's fantastic.
She's great. I love morning Big Ten football games because I get to listen to my girl Doris Burke.
Yeah.
Like, her and Pam Oliver were probably some of the first women.
I didn't think about Pam Oliver. Erin Andrews was on our list. That's why I think top of mind.
You're good.
But yeah.
Those three though, Erin, Pam, and Doris, are like the holy trinity to women in broadcasting. Mm-hmm. I feel like
Absolutely.
they're the fucking Father, Son, and Holy Ghost for sure. Don't go after Doris Burke. Like, that woman is fucking incredible. Okay, so let's talk about comment sections, because this is a story I wanted to circle back to. So when something really shitty happens to you, if you're a person that is in a very unfortunate, catastrophic situation, you get to read uninformed people's opinions about your situation all over social media. Mm-hmm. Example, I survived Hurricane Maria. It was really fucked up. You know what was more fucked up? Seeing people talk shit about us on the internet after we just almost died. Oh, maybe you shouldn't live in cardboard huts on that island. Bro, you realize that houses there have to be approved by building committees to be hurricane safe, right? But you got to see all sorts of uninformed opinions. You have no idea. We talk about this a lot at my house. You have no fucking idea who you're talking to on the other end of that phone, or the person that's behind the face that you're talking to. You have no idea what that person has seen, what that person has done.
Yeah.
Maybe think about that the next time you talk to somebody. You know nothing about that person.
You don't need to explain away someone's trauma.
No.
And it shouldn't even be top of mind.
No. Think about the shit you say when you're typing something online. You're not just, I know that we call it screaming into the void, but you're not screaming into the void. There's people all around you on the other end of that shit.
What you're saying.
Yeah. And we talk about what you're saying. Trust me. Like, there's times where.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
Or you screenshot it, send it to your friends.
So don't be an internet bully. It's so easy to not be an internet bully.
Yeah.
Like, internet bullies are everywhere, even on dating sites. This is a screenshot from Plenty of Fish, sent to someone a young lady that lifts weights, so she's strong. This guy was like, "Hey, bro, wrong gender in the search. Figured I'd let you know."
I don't even understand why a comment like that is like even necessary. Like, what is?
If you don't like how somebody looks, just keep fucking scrolling, man. Like, you don't have to speak everything that comes into your mind.
Right.
Just because you have a Twitter account and that's how Twitter is built, doesn't mean you have to fucking use it that way.
Right.
For real. So this guy's got a lot of projection. Gonna use some words that I'm gonna edit one because I don't know that we can actually even use that one. This one, the C word, yeah.
Or the S word.
S word. Okay, Instagram, we'll call them hoes. We can use hoes.
Okay.
Instagram hoes. They post half-naked pictures for a fucking like. They believe they're models, but in reality, they're no one. Who the fuck will want to start a family with those C units? Yeah, maybe a fat grandpa. No goals, no morals. First of all, who says that this woman even wants to start a family?
Right.
That's a big fucking assumption that you're making right there, sir.
And comments like this just come off as like mansplaining to me somehow.
Yes.
Like, what is the goal of the comment like this other than to preach to people what your beliefs are, or bigger picture, telling people / women specifically in this case, what they are and are not allowed to do with their bodies? It's a trigger for this person, if you will, because this person obviously had an attraction and he's incapable of controlling himself. That's what people say.
Yeah, why is that a thing? Like, if a woman
instances.
doesn't show interest in you, why is she automatically a bitch?
Or if she is comfortable in her own skin enough to show off her body and that's what she's chosen to do to make money.
Yeah.
It doesn't impact you at all.
It's called a job. It's called fitness modeling, and you can make a shit ton of money doing it.
And if that isn't your thing, how did you even land on her picture in the first place?
Yeah,
you had to have been seeking something out.
If you don't like fit chicks, why are you looking at fit chicks on Instagram? Oh, just so you can call us names and try to make us feel bad. Like,
whatever. Move along, sir.
for real, a fat grandpa. No goals, no morals. I mean, yeah,
I think the
don't have very
goal
many
is to
morals,
be
but-
successful at being a model,
Yeah,
sir. Or even like the women that are like,
that too.
I hate those comments. I think
That
even
shit's
more.
crabs in a bucket. That's crabs in a bucket for sure.
I've seen so many instances where women, and it's the internet, so it could not be a woman. I don't know, but
You never know.
by all appearances, by other people digging, have found out that it really is a woman making just shitty comments to other women online. What the F? Like, everyone should be building everybody else up, but specifically women should be building other women up. It's hard enough out there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's when I hit a big turning point in my adult life, when I realized that other women aren't the competition.
No. Hell no. We a tribe, ladies.
Fuck yeah, dude. Like, that's one thing that when I moved to PR, I've never had so many female friends in my life. Like, I still have so many amazing friends there that they taught me so much about good sisterhood, dude. Like, it was a game changer. And that's when I realized that we're not competing against each other. We're on the same fucking team.
Right. In one way, shape, or form, or all of them.
Yeah.
Like, there is like a legit connection that all of us share. And that connection is, at its very core, is just knowing what it's fucking like to be a woman. Because we are the only people who understand. Why not hang out with some other people that get you?
Yeah. Like, if you haven't found the right female friends yet, keep looking. They're out there.
You'll find them.
It took me a long time.
And they will be your friends for fucking life.
Yeah, dude. It took me until my mid-20s to find, like, my solid core group of bitches.
Yep. Same.
And
still really like best friends with all of them to this day.
Yeah.
We may not talk all the time because that's what happens as you get older, but they're still my best friends.
Yeah. Good sisterhood is invaluable. And if you think you don't need feminism as a woman, feminism is for everyone. Nothing is more attractive to me than somebody that not only acknowledges that I have a brain, that my brain is capable of amazing shit, but they treat me like an equal. I get treated like a partner. I don't get treated like a fucking piece of meat. I'm not a fucking number 2 in your life. Like, I'm your equal. Everybody benefits from feminism. Everybody. It makes everyone's quality of life better. And feminism isn't just chicks fucking burning bras on a pile.
If you don't know what it is and you really seriously don't understand it, I implore you just to do some research.
Yeah, email me. I will send you some links. Like, we'll give you some links to
because
dig
I think
a little bit more
that has
into
been
it.
misconstrued, and we legit probably could spend a whole entire podcast on that. But
That
I
might
think
be
that
another episode for another day.
I think that term has been severely misconstrued, especially in the last 10, 12, 15 years, to be something that it very much isn't. And then people just kind of jump on the bandwagon of what it isn't. And just doing some research will very quickly
They
probably
take
and
the
easily change your
1%
mind.
of the extreme and
Yes.
they let that be the whole.
Yep.
That,
if
and
you
that's
do
fine.
have questions, we'll address them and
Legit.
send you some info. hello@meatheadtestkitchen.com.
Yeah, we've also heard our fair share of creepy shit on the internet, and
Mm-hmm.
we took some mailbag opening suggestions at Meathead Test Kitchen on Instagram and hello@meatheadtestkitchen.com. I'm not going to name any names because we were under the guise of anonymity, and that's fine. But this one is from one of my friends, and she's been told before, you can squat on my face.
We should PSA. This is gonna make your skin crawl.
Yeah.
This is a section of this podcast that'll make your skin crawl.
Yeah, and it should. Like,
I
that's
got
the point.
one the other day. Like, I saw the question. I had just gotten home, and this had just happened to me. I walk into the gas station. I won't say where I went. You could barely see the top of a piece of a tattoo that I have.
We're both pretty well tattooed on our
Yeah.
top halves. Yeah.
And the clerk was just like, "Oh, sweet tattoos." And I was like, "Thanks." And the other clerk, who was checking someone else out at that point, said, "Those aren't the only ones she has." And I was like, "Cool, I'm significantly creeped out. I would like to leave now. Give you my shit. Goodbye."
I'm never coming back to this gas station.
Like, what the fuck? I now avoid going at that because I know it's right by my house. So I'm there frequently enough to know when
you
these
know the
people are
rotation.
working.
Yeah.
So now I avoid going there at that time.
See, shit that women have to do that dudes don't even have to fucking consider. Another one that I've been told, damn girl, you can crush my head with those thighs anytime. Gross.
I won't say. I don't even understand. Like, why do people say it's just? It like makes my skin
You think
crawl.
I'm hot. That's fine. Just tell me
Just
you
say
think I'm hot.
you're attractive. You
Yeah.
don't need to be a total creep.
You can give somebody a compliment about their outward appearance without being a creep.
You're attractive. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Like that would
like-
be like, thank you.
I really appreciate your ensemble today.
Right.
That would be okay.
This isn't necessarily a creepy one, but a very much like be aware of what the hell you're doing. I won't say who it is because I don't have her consent. I did ask her, but I waited till the last second to ask her, like
Right.
as in 10 seconds ago.
Right.
So I don't have her consent, but someone that we both know
Yes.
pretty well. A person took screenshots of her legs once and posted them on Twitter only to comment that she had fat thighs.
Jesus.
Other people typically comment on how she is overweight, which she is very much not.
Yeah,
she's in really
not at
great
all.
shape.
Yeah.
She's too stupid. She's too annoying. She's too ugly. And that's like just on the regular. Like that's a regular occurrence for her, just interacting on the internet.
Dude, just be nice to people.
She's
on
my
the
girl,
internet.
man. And
know.
I just don't. I was like, don't ever. I hope that it never happens on a thread that I see.
I will scorch
But
the
I
earth.
wouldn't-
I will scorch the
I
fucking
won't.
earth, dude.
But I will mentally destroy you because I'm not going to fucking stoop to your level. I will figure out a way to make you feel terrible because you are saying terrible things
To our friend,
and you shouldn't be a terrible person.
you shouldn't be a terrible person. There's enough terrible fucking people out there. We don't need any more. Jesus.
And I don't mean like destroy your life. I just mean like I'll figure out a way to make you just as bad as she felt when she read your fucking little comment. Or
Yeah.
any girl.
Oh, dude.
Any woman or man for that matter that gets attacked on the internet. If you are a part of our tribe, I'm not going after people and finding out where they live and shit because
No,
that
I'm
is
not
next
gonna-
world crazy.
I'm
or
not gonna
figuring out
actually
where
hurt
they
you.
work and like report their job or whatever. But there are ways, like I just don't, I struggle with this part of it, of the conquering part of it, because I do believe in being nice because it's fucking free.
It is.
I don't believe in coming back at people and being a fucking asshole because that seriously diminishes the point.
It does.
Of how I try to live my life. However,
You have to fight back because if you don't, people just
they
keep
keep
steamrolling
doing
you.
it.
Yeah.
there are ways to come back at people and make them feel bad without being a dick.
You have no fucking idea what that person is dealing with that day. Maybe that person that day is having a really terrible fucking day and they're thinking about killing themselves, and your shitty fucking comment was the last thing that made them decide that they were going to go through with it. Fucking think about that. Do you ever think about that? Because you should.
people on the other end, on the receiving end of whatever shitty thing that you're saying or the things that you're saying in general are human beings.
We all have feelings.
We all have been through some shit, and you don't know what that shit is. So instead of unintelligent, dumb comment, don't comment at all. Or here's a crazy idea. Be fucking nice.
It is free, but you know what else is free? Keeping your fucking mouth shut.
Yes.
That's also free. Just don't be a dick. Be nice. Like, if you don't believe us that being nice to someone will make your day less shitty, go, if you're out in public today, if you go to the gas station, if they're not being a creep to you, give them a compliment. Like, give a stranger a compliment today and see what happens. See how their body language changes immediately, and see how their facial expression and their tone change immediately.
And see how you feel seeing that.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how you feel when you see that person react to your compliment.
Nothing makes me feel better than making someone else feel good.
Yeah. If something is honestly making you uncomfortable to the point that you feel like you need to say something or make a crappy comment,
Go to therapy.
try to take a deeper look at yourself. I get that keyboard warriors are inevitable. You may be one, okay? And I don't know why or how did we extinguish that other than social media reform, which is entirely different, like a whole new podcast.
Yeah.
Not even a podcast episode. It's just a whole new podcast.
Yeah, that's an entire, you could just make a whole podcast about that.
To that end, taking a step back, taking a deeper look at yourself, asking yourself why you're having a reaction to whatever it is that you're looking at, and actually sitting with it. Why do you feel compelled to say anything at all? And how would you feel if the roles were reversed and someone was saying the things to you that you were thinking about saying to them?
Or
if it would make your skin crawl?
Yeah.
If it would make you uncomfortable, if it would make you angry, and if it would make you feel anything less than positive, keep it to your damn self.
Would you say it to your daughter? Would you say it to your sister? Would you say it to your wife? Nothing befuddles me more than when I find a keyboard warrior. Usually that happens on Facebook because it's a little bit easier to be a voyeur on Facebook if they don't have their shit locked down. But to see somebody that's going after these fucking people in the comments and then to go to their page and see, oh, it took my daughter to her basketball tournament on Saturday. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
Just
Women are in your life. Why are you shitty to other women? Are you shitty to the women in your life too? I hope not.
I don't even think that it's explicitly sometimes I don't think it's explicitly towards women, honestly. I just think it's anybody. And it's a pent-up aggression thing. Maybe take a deep look at yourself. That's all I'm getting at.
Maybe you need fitness as a way to deal with your fucking emotions because it does work. It does work. Meathead Test Kitchen's proud to be a Hurrdat Media podcast. If you love us, please subscribe, rate, and review. We would love you forever. We're also powered by Little Movements Apparel. You can check them out online at littlemovementsapparel.com and on Instagram at Little Movements Apparel. They update their Instagram frequently with their latest stock updates, so be sure to check that as soon as you can because they sell out quick. But like we've said before, if you dig stylish, affordable, comfortable, functional, thoughtful activewear, you know how many times I've wished for leggings that had pockets?
Yeah.
Or a bra where I could stick my phone in the back so I don't have to hold on to my phone while I'm running or use a stupid armband? They have you covered. Look no further. Their inventory is updated often, so be sure to check out their Instagram to stay up to date with their latest drops and use our code MEATHEAD at checkout to save 20% on your entire order. LittleMovementsApparel.com. Go now. Thank us later.
Make sure you go to our website, meatheadtestkitchen.com, find our latest show notes, any nutrition tips and tricks, recipes. We've got an Amazon store list up there to grab some of our favorite gear that we use on the reg. If you have a fitness or nutrition question, go ahead and drop it at hello@meatheadtestkitchen.com.
Don't be a dick, please. We love you. We want you to do good things in the world, and part of that means being a better person. I believe in you. I'm a reformed asshole myself, so it's totally possible. You can do it, and we're here for you if you have questions. hello@meatheadtestkitchen.com. Meathead Test Kitchen, out.
Join Sadie and Sausha every Monday, helping to make your fitness and nutrition journey suck less. MTK.